It is September 5th, 2024. I'm just making this video on the whole Justin Bieber stalking thing, but um, like online, there's a lot of suspicion that Haley never actually birthed that child, and I'm starting to believe it. Yeah, it just because like the whole timeline of the time she announced she was pregnant, and then how like all she showed was like a belly, but her breast didn't get enlarged, right? Her face didn't. When you get pregnant, you start to retain a lot of water in your body, and then like even the skinny girls, they'll still show have that pregnancy face. They have that pregnancy glow and they have that face, and yeah, you'll start to grow the breast. The breast was none of that, eh? And then on top of it, like she never talked about like her whole like pregnancy experience or anything like that. Like I'm talking about the real. If she actually went through a real pregnancy, then she would have had experience talking about what actually occurs when somebody actually has a child, but she didn't. So that's a clear indication that, they use a surrogate. It's so obvious. They have that product. I think they call it a moon bump. That's what she probably used a prosthetic over her stomach. So as the months progress, she just would like change. I guess they just change the size of the stomach to make it look like she's pregnant. But like, my whole thing is like, why would you lie? Justin and Haley, why would you lie about using a surrogate? If you use a surrogate, just say so. Like, no one's gonna judge you for that. You know what I mean? But like to lie, that makes them look like even worse people. To lie and say you actually give birth when you didn't, that makes you a piece of crap. It's just like those little details, of them trying to play like they're mysterious, like all the signs just lead to the fact that you just not did not birth the child. They definitely use a surrogate. Do you notice like nobody around them talking about the experience? Yeah, we were there and we saw. She didn't even. This is a clear indication that Haley did not birth that child. First of all, they didn't even announce the time the child was born. Nothing. They didn't even announce like, oh, when a child is born, they always say the child came out at so and so time, and then they'll explain like the the actual labor experience. Oh, it was a breech baby, or the child came out head first, or the child came out da 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 da. And the woman, she talk about the placenta, or if she had a C-section, she would talk about that, or whatever she had to go through. Every pregnancy is different. Notice that she never talked about any of those things. Nothing. Not even the size. Every mother that births a child, even teenagers that birth children, they know the length of their child, and they know how much pounds the baby came out, how much they weigh. They never said anything like that. That's when you know they are lying. They use a surrogate, probably some young girl they probably paid off to carry that child. But like I said, like that just makes them look like even more the worse. It makes them look even worse knowing that you would lie over a pregnancy. You know what I mean? That's like really low. That's really really low. Like surrogacy is nothing to like look down upon. So they shouldn't have lied. They should have just said like, yeah, I'm using a surrogate. Just say so, right? Just say so, Haley. Just say it, Justin. Like, don't hide. You know what I mean? Everything just makes sense. Even like skinny girls, if they're pregnant, they still show signs of pregnancy. They still show it. You know what I mean? And do you notice she don't talk about breastfeeding? She don't talk about like I've never seen a girl or a woman come out of a hospital like after giving birth to a child, like put on short shorts and be crossing their legs. Like, for a fact, every woman, as soon as you walk out that hospital, you're in pain. Even the young girls, they come out of the hospital in pain. Most of them will come out with like they're like half limping. Some of them come out in wheelchairs. Some of them come out with like back pain. Some of them are just like extremely exhausted. Some don't even come out the hospital. The doctor will tell them to come out in 3 days, but then like some of the women are so exhausted, like their husband have to come get them, or a family member has to come get them. You know what I mean? They lied. They lied. They tried. They tried, but they've been lying. Why would you do that? I just feel like that's so low. But I feel like her using a moon bump, it's like it ties into the whole situation of how they're trying to copy me. They're trying to copy the situation, but they don't actually. That's another thing. Oh my god, that's the illusion. Haley pretending. They're trying to pretend as if like they lived my life, right? So that's the illusion of wearing the prosthetic, pretending to be pregnant, but not actually doing the work and actually having a child on her own. So, you know what, Haley, that actually goes against you, because now people can see for a fact that you just, you guys like, even when it comes to like creation, you still want to create illusions. She still never accomplished work in terms of birthing her own child. Eh? That's the illusion. I think they're crazy. Like there's so many people that use surrogacy, but they'll say it. They're like, "Oh yeah, I use a surrogate because I have health conditions and da 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 da," right? Or I guess because she wanted to keep her body, that's the reason why she didn't want to go through pregnancy. It still goes against her because it still represents the fact that you guys like to play with. Now you want to use pregnancy to play with an illusion, and that makes them look really, really bad. Yeah, that's so awful. Hey, pregnancy is not an easy thing. It's nothing. You don't mess around when it comes to reproduction. Don't play with it. I don't know what kind of game they're playing over there, but reproduction is one issue that women, if you have a brain, you don't play with that. Those are life and death type of situations. And she want to lie and cover up and act as if like, yeah, I pushed that baby out and blah 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 blah. No, you didn't. They lied. That's so bad. They're such liars. There's even like psychic readers online. I mean, like they're online like with solid facts. Like they're actually pulling cards on the situation, and there's like at least three or four of them that confirm that she used a surrogate. Isn't that bad? That's so bad. You know what I mean? What's the point? Like this, just say I'm using a surrogate. Just say it. They don't want to ruin their bodies with pregnancy, you know. But like when it comes to this, just based on that situation, when it comes to Justin wanting to keep up this illusion, when it comes to me and my life and him trying to play out this narrative as if like they birthed the child, like they never birthed the child. They still never went through my experience, Justin. I actually birthed children out of my loins. That's still an experience that you can't tell that story. You can't tell my birthing experience. None of that. None of it. You know what I mean? And people are getting tired of the fake news, eh? People are sick of it. Yeah. They call it clickbait. That ain't clickbait. That's straight up lies. You guys just post a whole bunch of lies, and YouTube is YouTube needs to see it as misinformation. Like there's certain things in life you don't lie about. Like you don't lie about a child, like having a child. Just don't do that. You know, don't do that. If you're gonna use a surrogate, just say I'm gonna use a surrogate. Don't lie. Eh? Oh my god. So just based on that, you could just show like they're jealous. They were jealous of my past life for sure. That's sickening, man. This whole thing is so sick. So sick. Oh my god. Eh? That's so bad. I mean, but women have children all the time, but don't lie about it. If you're pregnant, just say you're pregnant. If you choose not to have the baby, you can use a surrogate. Just say it. I'm using a surrogate. I respect my privacy. Da 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 da. That's all. Or don't even go on television and say anything, because you could do that privately, you know, and then later on they could have been like, oh yeah, I use a surrogate. You know what I mean? But she want to come on national television with this big, huge lie, and then to come to find out it's all everything was a lie.